All right, Paul, thank you for taking some time to sit down with us. I think let's talk about first. Last week we were up at the Capitol. Yes. For Governor Sisolak's first State of the State. Just overall, what did you think about what you heard?
I think his speech definitely shows that Nevada is in a positive direction, that he has a lot of optimism for the state, and he's passionate about the state. And I think he did a great job delivering his first State of the State.
Among the items that were in the speech, we had just been talking, but some investments in higher ed, but to CSN CSN and then the Nevada State College down here as well. I think that's something that you guys have been tracking very closely for a while now.
It is. And I think his announcements on the higher ed side on capital improvement projects is extremely important. Like you said, for the CSN, it's been a priority the last couple of years for them to build a new health sciences building. That's a joint venture between CSN and Nevada State College, and that's really important to the healthcare pipeline in Southern Nevada. The more accessibility we have for students to be able to enter those fields, the better we're off in healthcare in this industry in Southern Nevada and the state. So that's a great, and then the education announcement for the building for Nevada State College is also important when we talk about teacher workforce pipeline development. So the Chamber applauds the governor for supporting those two projects. We think they're absolutely going in the right direction. And we're really pleased about UNLV. In his proposal will receive $14 million for operational for the UNLV School of Medicine, which has also been a long-standing priority for the Chamber of Commerce.
And those are just a couple of big-ticket items that we see, but the Chamber is going to be very involved. You guys you're looking at a lot of different bills that are being put forward this session.
We are. There's almost about 1,000 BDRs already out, about a little less than 200 pre-file bills, and we're tracking about 67% of them right now. Going through all of those, trying to understand how they work. Starting to reach out to legislators as language becomes available before we even get to Carson City. But it's going to be a busy session.
Yeah, no kidding. It's going to be a busy session. Talk to me a little bit about as well. I know that small businesses got a big shout out.
They did, which was great, and we applaud the governor for recognizing that.
How crucial is that? You know, we think of the larger businesses, we think of the Teslas that get lured, and Apple and those big companies, but small businesses make up a huge chunk of our workforce here in Southern Nevada and in Nevada overall.
No, absolutely. And if you actually look at the DETR numbers, there's about 1.4 million Nevadans in the state. About 1.21 million are private sector employees. And you look at that, a good chunk of that is our small business owners and their employees. And for us, that's under 50, and they are an important part of any economic recovery, stability, and job creation. And I think Governor Sisolak.
Gotta get used to that now.
You have to, yeah, absolutely. Governor Sisolak understands that, and so we appreciate his shout out to our small business members in this state.
He as a county commissioner and working with businesses, that is part of his background. He's a businessman as well. I would imagine there's some level of comfort going in that you have to be able to work with him through some of these issues as they come up.
Absolutely. I think, when he was at the county commission and the board of regents, and I had the pleasure of working with him at both levels when he was in those elected positions, I think you aptly see he's very pragmatic. He's a former business owner himself. He understands when we're talking about regulations, mandates. I mean, he understands what impact that has, just not on as an employer side, but on employees and how that could impact the workforce. So I think he signaled that he wants to work with folks. He actually said consensus a couple times in his speech. And so for the Chamber of Commerce, that's a good signal where we want to start from, with working with him and legislators, of course, when we see their legislation come through.
So the Chamber's looking at approximately 2/3 of the bills that you're probably that are going to have some sort of interest in. I would imagine that really crosses the spectrum, right, from education to higher education, as we mentioned, to a whole host of other issues.
I mean, healthcare, economic development, workforce development, taxation, of course, economic development, but business licensing, anything like that. If there's a business nexus, the Chamber will review the bill, go to our committee, determine if that's a priority or not. So we do vet almost every single bill that comes through the process.
And this is all coming at a fairly good time. Preview Las Vegas will have already happened by the time that we air this. But overall, again, it seems like everything is just moving forward at a pretty good pace.
It is. And I think, the governor has signaled that he wants to work with folks. And we expect the legislature will want to do the same, of course. And Chamber of Commerce will be at the table working with those folks.
They'll have some good numbers and good information coming out of Preview to work with.
Absolutely. Looking forward to Preview.
All right, Paul. Well, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate you checking in with us. I'm sure we'll see you again during the session.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Patrick.